Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back. Welcome to the Star and the Lantern Tarot. Guess what? It's Podcast Friday. And today we're going to be talking about, uh, yeah, twin flames versus karmic versus soulmate. All right. So, um, yeah, let me move this over here one moment. All right. So is there anybody here? We can just wait. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if there's anybody in here. Let me bring you guys up one moment. All right, one moment. All right, hello, Sue. Nice. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I'm just gonna let people roll in here. Hello, Kieran. I am well. So today's podcast, we are going to be talking about twin flames versus soulmates versus karmics, what they are, and why some are good and some are bad, and what it means for you. But I'm gonna let people roll in here. I only got 5 people. Make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button, please. Helps the channel grow. You know. You know the routine. Wow. Nobody's gonna be here, huh? Anyway, I am well. We normally start out podcast with uh your your forecast. Your zodiac forecast. So let's do that and we'll see who's all going to be popping in here. Weekly zodiac forecast. All right, of course, we're going to start with Aries. All right, Aries, your weekly forecast from March 24th through March 30th. Right, it says the next several weeks will bring some deep emotional longing once Venus retrograde re enters your subconscious zone. You'll need to heal your heart in private and nurse your wounds. If the dreams you've held aren't coming true, Aries, mourn in private and figure out your next steps. All right. It says, fortunately, you'll be able to see things clearly when the solar eclipse is in your sign on Saturday. As the month comes to an end, you can get ready to change for the better. Use this as an opportunity to reinvent yourself and rise like the phoenix. Good luck. Hello, Kelly. So we're just going over the weekly forecast right now. All right, before we get into our podcast, we do this every podcast. We go over your weekly forecast. That was just Aries. Now we're on to Taurus. All right, Taurus, this is from March 24th through March 30th. All right, it says you might feel a little excluded from your social life through the next few weeks when Venus retrogrades re enters your social zone. Over this time, you'll learn who your real friends are and that some attachments aren't all that deep. Find fulfillment in helping your community. It says, however, things will start feeling a little rough when Aries solar eclipse is in your subconscious zone on Saturday. Consider doing a hard reset on your life because you'll need to shut everything down and focus on your own healing. And this could be the beginning of a rebirth, Taurus. All right, up next is Gemini. Hi, Sammy. All right, Gemini, we got March 24th through March 30th. Your reputation is on the line for the rest of the retrograde when Mercury re-enters your public image zone. You might have to deal with embarrassing situations or feeling foolish. While it's tempting to hide from the spotlight, Gemini, it's time to do some damage control. Use your time to get involved uh, in the greater good when the Aries solar eclipse enters your social zone on Saturday. This is a great day to start volunteer projects, form an activist group, or meet with like minded people who can help you take things to the next level. All right, and then up next is going to be Cancer. Let me get a drink. All right, Cancer, March 24th through March 30th. While this isn't a great time to travel, Cancer, you'll be exploring the great unknown of your emotional life when Venus retrograde re enters your expansion zone. Use this energy to explore your needs and learn how to honor them this season, Cancer. Good luck. The Aries solar eclipse is in your professional zone on Saturday, so it would be a great time to explore your career path. Use this energy to leave a toxic workplace, go to job interviews, and find a new career for yourself. Build a brand new reputation today. That's for Cancer. Up next is Leo. All right, Leo, March 24th through March 30th. You're ending the month feeling a little lost in your world when Venus retrograde re-enters your transformation zone. You might be missing something to you that used to make you You might be missing something that used to make you happy. Consider revisiting that. Jesus, Mercury's in Gatorade. Consider revisiting what made you happy in the past and bringing it back into your life in new ways. Hello, Hattie. All right, it says start by taking a leap of faith when the Aries solar eclipse is in your expansion zone on Saturday. This bold eclipse encourages you to go on an adventure that could change your life for the better. A new perspective or life event could shake things up. And that was for Leo. All right, up next is Virgo. All right. March 24th through March 30th, Virgo. The beginning of spring can cause tension in your relationships when Venus retrograde re-enters your partnership zone. Emotional wounds and resentment can ruin even the most loving of relationships. With the rose-colored glasses off, you can find fault in anyone. Don't judge relationships by overly high standards. There's a strong possibility of a rebirth in every major area of your life when the Aries solar eclipse is in your transformation zone on Saturday. You could be reborn through fire and flames because everything could change today. Use this energy to let go of what no longer is serving you so that you can move on, Virgo. All right, Libra. Hello, hello. All right, Libra. March 24th through March 30th. It says this could be a lonely couple of weeks. Once Venus retrograde re-enters your habit zone, there is a strong possibility of feeling neglected when no one sees the work you do, which can create a sort of harmful habit. Learn how to take care of yourself in healthy ways in order to heal, Libra. This weekend can bring some make or break moments in your relationships when the Aries solar eclipse is in your partnership zone on Saturday. You'll need to decide if this is a new chapter in your relationship or if you need to end things. It's a good time to end conflicts, sign contracts, and start a new partnership. Remember to make love, not war, Libra. Libras are mostly like that anyway. Scorpio. My Scorps are up. Scorpio, May 24th through March 24th through March 30th. I don't know why I said May. Maybe May something about this and May. All right. Scorpio, if you've been feeling stuck in a rut lately, it's time to get in touch with your inner child when Venus retrogrades re-enters your pleasure zone. Use this time to enjoy the delights that spring has to offer, but be careful. Overindulging could lead to trouble. Balance is key, Scorpio, especially since you'll need to get your life together when the Aries solar eclipse is in your productivity zone on Saturday. Use the energy of the eclipse to find routines that work for you and the discipline you need to take care of yourself. Ricky, what's up, baby? All right, that was Scorpio. On to Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, March 24th through March 30th. All right. Sagittarius, the start of spring can make you a homebody as Venus retrograde moves into your family zone. The rest of this retrograde asks you to think about where you've come from and what roots you want to plant. Find emotional and spiritual support so you can bloom where you are, Sagittarius. Fortunately, you'll have the energy to create the life that you desire when the Aries solar eclipse is in your pleasure zone on Saturday. If you can hear the background noise, that's a tractor. That's my husband working outside. This is a great time to do what you love and put your whole soul into it. This could be the start of something beautiful as you have creative breakthroughs, Sagittarius. All right, up next, candy corn. All right, candy corns, March 24th through March 30th. Spring won't be buzzing with social interactions as Venus retrograde re-enters your communication zone. Putting your foot in your mouth as your imagination runs away with you could be a possibility, so be careful. All right, these flights of fancies could ruin relationships. Take a deep breath and think before you speak. Consider putting down roots and breaking away from toxic cycles when the Aries solar eclipse is in your home zone on Saturday. Use this energy to build a solid foundation for yourself and create the life that you can be proud of. A big move can be scary, Cappy, but everything is for the best. All right, that was for candy corn. Up next is Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. March 24th through March 30th. All right. The end of March will leave you longing as Venus retrograde re-enters your value zone, showing you that you might not be getting what you need. Your physical and financial stores could be running dry as you discover your true values and needs. How can you be satisfied, Aquarius? The weekend has you booked with busy, and when Aries solar eclipse is in your communication zone on Saturday, so much is happening that you might be overwhelmed and with information and details. Take the time to talk over the important details to gain clarity and prevent any embarrassing miscommunication. So take your time with communication, Aquarius. All right, and last but not least, it's Pisces. Last but not least, give it to me. Ba-da-na-na-na. Ba-da-na-na-na. All right. Pisces, March 24th through March 30th. You could be feeling some big emotions when Venus retrograde re-enters your sign. This retrograde gives you an opportunity to reinvent yourself, Pisces. Not with any big makeover or dramatic physical changes, but with the chance to transform your inner life as you step into your highest self. However, you do still need to keep in touch with the physical world, especially during tax season. The Aries solar eclipse is in your value zone on Saturday, so it's important to get your financial house in order. It's also important to invest in yourself and focus on building confidence to get the life that you want to live. All right. Thank you so much. That is your guys' weekly horoscope from March 24th through March 30th. All right. So, as we had promised, we are going over twin flame versus soulmate versus karmic. All right. There was a big discussion yesterday about exactly why twin flames are toxic, why we say to stay away from them, and what that means for anybody that is dealing with a twin flame. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying twin flames aren't a real thing. I am not saying that. Twin flames are definitely a real thing, okay? But I don't believe that twin flames is your mirror. And now that I've looked it up, you'll see why I think that, all right? So, soulmate, the term soulmate is actually the oldest term that is applied to relationships. Karmic and twin flame are new age spiritual stuff, all right? Soulmate has been around for a long, long time, okay? So if you want to know which term is the oldest, it is soulmate, okay? Karmic and twin flame are new age terms with the new age spiritual, all right? All right, now let's get into my notes, okay? Um, let's see. Okay, so all right, soulmate means a person connects with another person on many levels. These are easygoing relationships for the most part. Any relationship can have its problems because you have free will, they have free will, you have a personality, they have a personality, blah, 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 the list goes on, okay? Soulmates can be anyone around you. This can be your friend, your family, your dog, your cat, the neighbor down the street that comes and brings you pie on weekends. Soulmate is anybody in your circle. It does not have to just include a lover, okay? Soulmates can be karmic, all right? Soulmates are eternal, karmics are not. Okay? So, if you have a soulmate, you had a soulmate back in 1500s, and it's going to be the same soulmate in 3000, year 3000. Okay? Soulmates are in your vicinity somehow, some way, some form, no matter what. Now, soulmates cannot become karmic, and karmics cannot become soulmates. If you think your soulmate is a karmic, then they're a karmic. They've always been a karmic. They can't become a karmic. All right? They've always been a karmic. Okay? Now, karmics are past lives. You had past lives with this karmic, but the reason why they keep coming around is because it's unresolved issues. All right. These people can be toxic. All right. Um, and these people can sometimes be soulmates. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's get into twin flames. Okay. Now, yesterday we were talking about twin flames, and they said twin flames, yes, twin flames are toxic, but they mirror you, and therefore they are part of you. Remember, somebody said something about one soul equaling two bodies? That's not possible. All right. Now, listen. Twin flames is a concept that is used to describe a relationship in New Age. It's a module that promotes an idea that there is an intense soul connection between two people and that one soul can incarnate into two separate bodies. That's not possible. And I'll tell you why. All right. And because they experience similar traumas, they believe that this is their mirror reflected. The twin flame is an ideology, all right, but they didn't put it into practical application. So the reason why they say that twin flames mirror you is because they have went through the similar traumas that you did. They were abused as a kid. You were abused as a kid. They were smacked around by their loved ones. You were smacked around by your loved ones. They got hit by a car on Valentine's Day. You got hit by a car on Valentine's Day. Oh my God, it must be a twin flame. No, okay? Twin flames are a strong attraction, but have many similarities to not work in relationships. So that is another thing. There is a strong attraction with a twin flame. And you only have one twin flame. That's it. You have one. You don't have many twin flames. You have many soulmates, but you only have one twin flame. And you will not always have a twin flame in a lifetime. Sometimes they'll be there, and the next lifetime they won't, and maybe the next time they won't, and then maybe the next lifetime they will. All right, they're not always going to be in your vicinity. They say it's very rare, actually, to find a twin flame, unless it's supposed to happen by fates and destiny. Okay, so but a soulmate can be a twin flame. All right, it can be. It can be a toxic twin flame, a soulmate. All right. All right. Twin flames are not peaceful connections. They show up to help you grow, and not everyone has a twin flame. Twin flames are narcissistic abusers, and twin flames is a term that is coined to justify looking over the abuse of the other. Oh, but he's my twin flame. I can't leave him. He's my twin flame. I love him. We're supposed to be together. Yeah, but the guy just put you in the hospital last week and broke your arm. Yeah, but it's okay because he's my twin flame. He's supposed to. No, that is wrong, okay? It says the victim is being told to do the work on themselves, and then therefore their twin flame will also magically get better because people think that a twin flame is part of them and it's just mirroring back to them. Do you guys see the folly in that? Do you see how dangerous that would be to think that this person that is so abusive is a part of you, and that they now look, they are there to teach you a lesson. They definitely are. All of them are karmic, soulmates, and twin flames. All right. And if you're with somebody, they don't have to be any three of them. They could just be somebody that you're with. All right. But do you see how dangerous that would be? That somebody would have to think, if I work on myself because this person is a mirror of me and my toxic traits, then all I have to do is just work on myself and they're going to magically get better because they're my toxic traits. That's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Okay. Um, some people use this term to stay in unhealthy relationships. Okay. Now get this. So I was thinking, okay, so the flame makes sense, and I can probably explain to people, and I often do, flames burn, and everybody can get that. But the thing that's tripping people up is twin. The word twin. Well, what does the word twin mean? Only in birth does that mean you're opposite, that you have a connection, but it's another form of you. Only in birth. All right. I asked, do twins have to be the same? And the answer was no. Twins can have their own spiritual paths, and experiences are unique and individual, and they have separate souls. So there is no way a twin flame can have one soul into two bodies. There's no way, because that says they have separate souls. So even if it's a twin, there's just no way for one soul to incorporate two bodies. And really, if you think about that, does that make sense? That's like saying we can soul swap, and you guys know how I feel about that. You can't soul swap. You can't destiny swap. If that was the case, then I would go out there and murder my husband and then just destiny swap with my sister and let her pay for the karmic deed that I just murdered my husband. Does that make sense? If anybody could destiny swap, then why is there fate? Why is there destiny? Why would there be karma if you can soul swap, destiny swap? You can't. And one soul cannot incorporate two bodies. One soul, one body. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. If you died, then what the fuck is your karmic gonna do if that soul leaves their body? They're gonna be soulless. How is that possible? It's not. It's not possible. One soul cannot incorporate two bodies. I don't even know. I don't even understand that. But so anyway, I get that there are twin flames. Yes, you don't want a twin flame, but they are not a mirror of you. They just went through the same experiences as you did, and that's why you connect to them. It's because you're like, oh, this person understands what I've went through, and they do. Okay, but you have learned their lessons, and you're a nice person, and they're an asshole because they hate everybody. That's the difference. So no, there is no twin flame, not like that. There is a twin flame. You don't want a twin flame, but they do not share a soul with you, and they are not a mirror of you. They just have the same experiences. Okay. Now, is there any questions? Maja, hell is on earth or somewhere else. Well, that would depend on who you ask. All right. That would definitely depend on who you ask. A lot of spiritual teachers say that this is hell right here. All right. I mean, if you make it make sense, right? That this is a planet of hell because it is a low vibration planet and it is a planet of lessons. So a lot of people think that this is hell and that when you die and you go to heaven that you just get a life review. So all I know is I'm kicking and traveling anywhere in the afterlife, astral realm, wherever we go. Yes. So there are multiple soulmates. Yes. Yes. I am married to my soulmate, and I had to work with a soulmate while being married to a soulmate. Yes. You have multiple soulmates. And yes, that was very hard. So, yes, you have multiple soulmates. You only have one twin flame. One. I'm pretty sure the universe don't want you to go through that a lot. So, yes. And you have many karmics. Because karmics are just past live individuals that you had a past life with. Like that you are tied to somehow karmically and they come back into your life this time so that you can learn your lesson. People that commit can go to heaven. Yes. Yes, people that commit suicide do not go to hell. That is a myth. Please don't believe that. I fought that case back in 2006. Yes, suicidal people do not go to hell. Suicidal people's souls are not lost. They get a life review just like everybody else. And honestly, if you go by the Bible, and I'm going to prove it to you if you want to go by the Bible says, every knee shall bend and every head shall bow in the presence of the Lord. Every. It doesn't say the people who ate apples. It doesn't say the 144,000 only. It says every, which means every soul that was ever created gets to be in front of the Lord. Yes, nobody goes to hell. That is such a stupid. That is the way for churches to control people. All right, and you have to be careful with that. Can pets be a form of soulmate? Yes, pets are a form of soulmate. And even kids, not yes. And anybody, everybody that is around you that is important to you is a soulmate. Animal, kid, bug, foul, whatever. All right. They are all soulmates. They are all meant to be in your life. Oh, I learned my lesson now. I believe I was with my karmic. He was always telling me how I owed him karmically, and that's so weird, Lenny. I won't even. I'd be like, freak, get away from me. So, yes, people that commit suicide do not go to hell. That is such an old, old myth. There's not even nothing in the Bible that says that. Which one is better to be romantically involved with? Soulmate. You don't want a twin flame. I just got done saying that, Karen. You don't want a twin flame. Twin flames are narcissistic behaviors. You don't want a twin flame. No. You want a soulmate. Which one is, yeah. So, my friend, no, not maybe. She's definitely okay. If she committed suicide, she went up there to be with her loved ones and she had a life review. Now, she has to come back because she didn't learn her lesson. She's going to have to reincarnate back. And she will reincarnate back somewhere. And you will see her as a baby, child, whatever. All right? You will see her again. But she didn't go to hell. Even Greta. Yes. Even my rooster Greta was meant to be in my life. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter why she did it, but she's not in hell. Don't ever let anybody tell you that suicidal people go to hell. That's not a thing. Like I said, I fought that battle in 2006. So, sweetie, I don't want to reincarnate. Well, that's between you and the Lord. I heard that you have an option when you have your soul, when you have your life review. So, I hear that you have an option. You don't have to reincarnate. I think the three things that was channeled was you can reincarnate, you can stay, and you can also go to a whole nother planet or a whole nother way of living, like another parallel universe. Counterpart would probably be a soulmate. Yeah, I just did Manja. That's what was channeled recently. That you have three options when you have a life review. You can either come back to Earth, do it again. You can stay up where the life review is and just fiddle around the gates of heaven and go live your life up there, or you can even go to another parallel universe and live. So, sweetie, why don't you write a book all about this? Because it's pretty cut and dry. Look, this is twin flame stuff. This top is soulmate, and this top is karmic. Like, it's pretty cut and dry. So unless you want me to like write about everything, then I don't want to do that. I write books, but I don't want to write about the real stuff. I want to write about the interesting stuff. No, let me fix this light. Hang on. Damn thing's gonna be stupid. All right, there we go. So yeah. All right. When you heard of my life, they frowned about their self-existing. I don't know who's they. Who's they? You could write a magazine with this knowledge. I would buy it. We would just, well, I mean, I'm telling you right now, that's why we do podcasts. How about we don't write anything and we just come to Wendy's podcast and you can learn all kinds of stuff. Hey, Dan. I just did a podcast about manifesting. How to manifest with spell work and just how to manifest on your own. So just look at my podcast if you want to learn anything. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'll learn you as we go. Um, uh, in my in my all of my lives, just go to the live section of my channel, and it'll say podcast Friday or podcast Saturday. All of the podcasts, just it's every sixth upload, because it's five. It's gonna be five tarot readings, and then the sixth day is podcast. So it's like it's five, and then there it is, 5 days, and there it is, 5 days, and there it is, 5 days, and there it is. It's a bunch. So my family is super spiritual, and when me and my mom looked at the moon, she said she thinks she'll end up there when she passes, and she may. She may. I don't know. There's a big debate whether the moon is a rock, plasma, or just another planet or a starship. But if it's a starship, then she may very well go up there. So doing magic brings karma. Yes, doing magic brings karma. I started understanding that there's more than one ending to each moving. Yes. Yep. It just depends on where you are and what you're doing. Because you can, like I said, you got different timelines. Yes. Yes, doing magic brings karma. That's correct. If you guys hear that background noise, like I said, that's the husband on the tractor. All right? He's bringing in dirt so we can level up the pool pad. So every once in a while, you're going to hear that tractor. Sending back energies also bring karma. Yeah, but Maja, if you're talking about hexes, curses, and black magic and voodoo, I want you to listen to me very carefully. Nobody has the power to hex you, curse you, or put black magic on you without your consent. You give it consent by worrying about it. You give it consent by thinking about it. Because you know the saying, where the brain flows, energy goes. And if you're going to sit there, somebody put a black spell on me, somebody hexed me and cursed me, that's why everything's falling apart. That's what gives it magic. That's what gives it the magic. Because you're fucking yourself when you do that. Don't do that. If somebody says, I'm going to hex you, okay, hex all you want. But if you don't pay attention to it and you're not thinking about it, you know what it does? It hits a dead wall because you're over here not thinking about it. And you cannot penetrate that invisible barrier unless you start thinking about it. And then it will go to you. So stop giving it your attention. Anybody that, and so in that, and on that, so anything bad is happening to you, it's because you're causing it by you believing in it. Remember, you create your own reality. And if you don't want it in your reality, then say it out loud. I do it all the time. If somebody says, oh, you broke a mirror, that's 7 years bad luck, I'll be like, that's not my reality. And it's not. All right. Everybody's like, oh, the prices of eggs and the prices of gas, and we're all going to die. Guess what I say? Not my reality. And it's not. I've never been affected by outside sources because that's what I say. It's not my reality. I don't give it no thought. I don't sit here and worry about it. I don't sit here and worry about the state of the world. I don't give a shit who's the president. I don't give a fuck what's going on other than what I can see and control. Anything outside of that, I don't give a fuck. Let it burn. If it's gonna burn, I didn't create it. I didn't cause it. And guess what? It's not gonna touch my world because that's not my reality. My reality is everything's good. We can afford things. Yes. You need money. You need jobs. You got to pay the bills. Yes, yes, yes. All right. But if you want an entrepreneur, if you want to do your own thing, the universe will definitely back you up on that. That's the things that you should be working on and not working for somebody else that pays you. All right. But so if you're sitting there worried about the state of the affairs of the world, not my reality. Focus on you, your home, your family, your kids, and what's going on, and make it the happiest, best thing possible. All right. Angels and archangels exist. Maja, there are 8 levels of celestial beings. Yes. I'll break that down to you. Someone once told me they put a spell on me, and I told them make sure you spell my name correctly. There you go, Kieran. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. I am using subliminal for healing my eyes. Will it give me bad karma? No. Anything that's for healing, how could that give you bad karma? It's healing. If it's healing, how would that be ever be bad karma? How? Please make that make sense. Now, if you were cursing somebody else with bad eyesight, that would be bad karma. But I don't believe you're doing that, right? Let me break that down for you. I don't know. Is that the no, hang on. I'm looking at this for a minute. All right. The lowest orders in the celestial body is angels, archangels, and principalities. And remember how they say we are not warring in flesh and blood. We are warring against powers and principalities. There you go. All right. Now, so the lowest orders above earth into the realm of heavens, you have angels, archangels, principalities. They're the lowest realm. All right. Now, the middle orders is powers, virtues, dominions. And the highest orders is thrones, cherubim, and seraphim. Seraphim. So there's 6 different levels. Right? There's 9. There's 9 different orders. 9. So Nina, using energy for my own benefit can be considered greedy? Nope. Nope. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Unless you're being materialistic, like, I want money no matter what. And I don't care who I gotta step on, and I don't care whose feelings I gotta hurt. And I just want money, 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 and I don't give a fuck. Now that probably will karmically bite you in the ass because you're here for 2 reasons: to be happy and to be helpful. And if you're not being helpful and you're being greedy, that will come back and get you. And if you're not happy and that's what's making you greedy, then there you go. That's not going to be helping you either. All right. But yes, you are to put yourself first and foremost. And no, that is not greed. You're supposed to do that because you can't give from an empty cup. So if you don't take care of yourself, right? Maja, the best way to vengeance. No, you don't want vengeance. You need to throw vengeance out the window. No, You are not supposed to get revenge on anything. Anything that happens to you, you are supposed to forgive and let it go. If you don't, that's where your blockages are coming from, and that's why no good things are coming to you. It's because you're revengeful. So do not be revengeful. Time to let that shit go. That's a blockage. That's a blockage. Yep. Yeah, can you guys read my signs or is it backwards? Just to let you know. Just let me know. Can you read my sign or is it backwards? What do you want to know about the matrix? Can you read my sign or is it backwards to you? Anybody? Not readable. Thanks. It's backwards. Let me fix that. I believe if you forgive, things happen instantaneously from the universe. Correct. You have to forgive. There we go. All right. All survivors will be persecuted. Is that what it says? Oh, thank you, Maja, for the super chat. Thank you, my love. All survivors will be persecuted. Yeah, right? Yes. Violators will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. You can't read it. Hey, David. Too far away. Oh, well, you can see the thumbs. Sorry, you can see the thumbs up, at least. That says that says subscribe. I need info on the Matrix. I don't get it. What do you mean? What's not to get? So the Matrix is make believe. Like what you see in the world is part of the Matrix, but it's not. It's not real. I don't. I don't know. Just you. I'm gonna have to look that up. Hang on. Define Matrix.
Here's the definition of matrix: an environment or material in which something develops, a surrounding medium or structure.
So basically, we're in the Matrix. The Matrix that people say we are in. Yeah, you're in a Matrix, which means you're in a. Okay, think of it like this: a bunch of fish in a dome. That's the Matrix. The fish only can do so much somehow, so far. They only have their little routines and their little bubbles and what they do and how they survive. But there's a big tank around them. And, but I don't, well, I guess as a fish, I wouldn't really think that they would think about the big tank around them. But they only are concentrated on swimming in the water and doing their thing. But the tank is the Matrix. The fish are you. All right. You represent a fish in the fish tank, and the fish tank itself is the Matrix. Did that help you? Now, can you see why they call it that? Can you see that now? Does that make sense? Or how can we go with bad and never come back to Earth? I really feel comfortable with celestial energy. Go with How can you go with God and never come back to Earth? When you have your life review, tell them you don't want to come back. That's how. The to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So when you get up there and have your life review, then you just stay there if you don't want to come back. Chances are, though, you're going to be probably convinced that eventually you'll want to do something else, have a new experience. So, all right. probably having a new experience. It's close. Right outside my window. You think we can have consciousness there? Yes, you are part of God conscious right now. So I don't know why you couldn't have conscious with God. You are God conscious right now. We are all linked together and we are all linked to God right now. Yes, you are aware. Mm-hmm. Maja, you need to read NDEs, near death experiences. You need to, when we get done here, get back on YouTube and look up near death experience people, and you will learn all you want to learn about what happens in the afterlife and what your options are. All right. I think I have one posted in my post section, in my community section for posts, where I put videos that I think will help you. I think there's an NDE in there, but I'm not really quite sure. I remember when they make me choose my path and I entered into my, yeah. You're supposed to have that wiped clean, but there are a few people that do remember that happening. Yes. Yep. Yep. There are people that remember. A lot of us were supposed to be wiped clean, though. You're not supposed to remember that. So. hmm hmm Is it just Maja? How many people got in here? 14. Yep. So anyway, I wanted to have that podcast to clear up about twin flames versus soulmate, because a lot of people are, and there's going to be a lot of people that think they need to be in a twin flame relation, but they don't need to be. I am from Arkansas in the United States, but I'm not born and raised here. I was born and raised in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but I moved down here when I was 15, and then I have never left it. Arkansas is my home. Are we in the fifth dimension? That's kind of a tricky thing, about dimensions and how people say, well, I'm in the fifth dimension, or um, I honestly think that if anybody was in the fifth dimension, you wouldn't see them. So if somebody's online saying I'm a fifth dimension person, I really don't think so. Um, I think they, I think they have some experiences in the fifth dimension, but I don't think that they are fully solidified in the fifth dimension, because if they were, I don't believe that we could see them or hear them. I don't believe that they would be on this earth plane. So dimensions are kind of tricky. So how to cut off a karmic? Just like anything else, stop dealing with them. Say, no more, Satan. Say, not today, Satan. Bye bye. So we're not below the matrix. We're in the middle of the matrix. Yes. Doing our reality in a simulation. Yes. Yes. You are in the matrix all the way. Yep. Yes, you can manifest. But now there's only one way to manifest. And a vision board and you saying mantras is not the way to manifest. If you want to manifest correctly, it has to be felt. You have to feel it. You have to feel it just like you would feel the sun on your face, or the rain on your skin, or the wind blowing through your hair. You know how something really good happens and you're just overjoyed with the feeling like you could just fucking burst? That is the feeling that you need to have when you are manifesting. You need to see it, feel it, smell it, think it, be it. You can't just be like, humana, 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 vision board, humana, 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 vision board. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. It's good. It's good. It's a start. But that's why they say fake it till you make it. Because that actually works. If you fake being rich, eventually you're going to be rich. You know why? Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. Your brain does not know the difference. That's why when you dream about falling and you wake up with that jolt, it's because your brain doesn't know the difference. Your brain really thought you were falling and you wake up with that jolt. All right. Your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality. So if you imagine living your best life, no matter what that means to you, the universe has to take and match that vibration and start making it a reality. And you will start slowly living your best life because you're drawing it in and you're pushing it out into the universe. So I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. And those thoughts are now permeated around you like a big bubble. And the universe is like, oh, well, that's her vibe. And now we got to match it. Does that make sense? Yes, like meditation. I hope, when did you believe that we choose this path that we are on right now? While we were still in the right after review of life, we choose everything we're doing right now. I'll get to that. And then Maja, how fast can we manifest? It's up to you. There's no time limit on manifesting. It's literally up to you. So if you can envision it and live it and feel it, you probably will manifest a lot faster than you one day living it, feeling it, and the next day you're in life. Bum, 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 bum. I gotta work, I gotta sleep, I gotta eat, I gotta clean the house, I gotta do dishes. No, no, no. And then the next a week from now, okay, I'm gonna vision, I'm gonna envision, I'm gonna vision, I'm gonna feel it, and then the week goes by and I'm doing human stuff. And so it's just up to you. Not saying that you just need to sit at home and just envision everything, because that's not going to work either. But you need to keep it up. I'm rich. I'm happy. I have everything I want. I have a big house. I have a big mansion. I have the 2.4 kids. I have the dog and the picket fence. Like, you just need to, when you go home, imagine all of that and don't imagine your apartment building. Your apartment building is the 3-story house. Right? You just got to keep imagining. Now, Irene. Um, Irene, put that back. Where did that go? Meditation plus visualization and feeling, Christine Brownlee, and feeling. You've got to feel it. You've got to feel it so much it gives you goosebumps. You've got to feel it. All right? It is about imagination, but you have to feel it. Because when you feel it, you're vibing that out to the universe. You're saying, this is my life. This is my life. And the universe is going to go, this is her life. Bling, this is her life. Bling, this is her life. It's got to match your frequency. It's got to match you. So you just keep doing it. You're going to find things turning around. All right. Irene, where'd that question go? Irene, I need that question back. Irene, why did you take that question away from me? I wanted to answer it. Why karma for using magic has no free will? You can't use karma for magic. Magic doesn't have nothing to do with your karma. Magic has nothing to do with your karma, but I'm trying to think if magic has to do with your free will. I mean, because you have the free will to do anything you want. So if you want to do magic, it's your free will. But it has nothing to do with karma. You raise your vibration to the level of what you want to manifest. Yep. And remember, money has a vibration. Money has a vibration. Money has its own energy. Now, Irene, I need that question back, please. Where's my question? It was a good question and I need to answer it. What happened to it? Why did you take it away? I was going to answer it. I just wanted to answer the easy ones first. Hey, Rick. How are you, my love? Irene, where's my question? It was a good question. It's just going to take a little bit of explanation. Where is the question? My coworker, me every day. I don't know how to block her vibe. She bullies you every day. You don't know how to block her vibe. Well, look, that's about you standing up for yourself, Maja. Somebody bullies you, you've got to stand up for yourself. All right? That is what you need to do. That's the lesson learned. I had to run around a lot today too, Rick. I was gone most of the day. So, if your coworker is bullying you, Maja, stand up to her. Even if that means throat punching that bitch, then that's what you got to do. All right? You're not a doormat. So don't start being one. Irene, are you going to put that question back or what? It was a good question and I was going to answer it. So anyway, Maja, you can't use karma for magic. Magic is literally about your intention. It's all about your intention. That's why a lot of people don't even, when they do cast spells and shit like that, they don't even work. Because a lot of people don't even realize what true magic really is. So you can't just light a candle and be like, oogada boogada, oogada boogada, oogada boogada, send. That is not magic. That's not magic. No, that is not magic. Mm-mm. I know. Where's the question, Irene? Why did you delete that question? I wanted to go back to it. Put my question back so I can answer it, please. I know you're here. The fuck? Where's the question that you deleted? It was a good question. You're gonna hear my husband singing. Yes. Being manipulative brings karma. Yes. No. A karma experience. Oh, you know what? I can. I can definitely tell you a karma experience. You mean like a karma experience that I experienced? Is that what you mean? I got a lot of them. You want me to tell you a karma experience from me, like I experienced? I mean, I'm asking you, is that what you meant? It says, "Dear, can you tell a karma experience?" I can definitely tell you a karma experience. Okay. So, one time, I know, right? I don't even know why she's being that way. So, one time at work, okay, my boss was helping a customer and he was at the computer, okay? And he was talking to her and he was trying to explain something to her to where when he was at the computer, he wasn't putting in the right code. And I kept seeing him like trying to repeat, trying to repeat, trying to repeat, trying to get the right code, trying to get, but he was still talking to her. And I don't have it, Irene. And so um, because I was seeing him having a hard time putting in the right code, I was behind him and I was whispering it so that the customer wasn't hearing it. I see it now, Irene. Hang on. So I didn't want the customer hearing me try to whisper the code to my boss. But anyway, it was an F6 code. All right, it's the button F6. But he was talking to her and he was typing on the computer and he was talking to her and he was like, you could see him like shake his head but talk to her, and you could see him like shake his head because he was not putting in the right code. And I was behind him and I was whispering F6. And then I just let it go for a little bit and I thought, so I whispered again F6. I whispered it. And then he was still, he still wasn't getting anywhere, but he was talking to her. And this was going on for like 20 minutes. And I whispered the third time, F6. Well, he got mad and he turned around in front of the customer and he told me, "Stop telling me how to do my job. I know what I'm doing." Right in front of everybody. Coworkers, customers, everything. And I wasn't trying to like tell him how to do his job. I was just trying to help him. If he could just hear F6, then he could be like, "Oh yeah, F6. Hit F6." And that's all I was meaning. But he jumped my ass and in front of everybody, coworkers, uh people out in the floor. Don't tell me how to do my job. I know how to do my job. I was like, "Okay." And he even like gave that to me and I was like, "Okay." Like, fine. Okay. So, whatever. So he F6'd. He F6, he turned around, hit F6, got where he needed to get, helped the customer out. Then he came to ringing her up. Well, when it came to ringing her up, He also did something wrong at the cash machine to where I was standing there. So he kept trying to do something with the cash machine, but it kept buzzing at him. Eh, and he'd, eh. Well, he turned around to look at me like, "Are you going to help me with this?" I turned my back on him because you know why? You fucking know your job. You don't need my help. Instant karma. Instant karma. He knew it. My coworkers all knew it, and I knew it. Instant karma, just like that. Because I wasn't coming from a bad spot when I was trying to help him. I was literally just trying to, and I was, like I said, I was whispering it, just the very tiniest whisper, F6. That's all I was doing. I didn't come up to him and go, "Hey, hit the F6." I didn't do that. I was like behind him, and she couldn't even see me because of the walls of the medicine. It was the pharmacy. She couldn't even see me. I was in the back, in the walls of the medicine. She couldn't even. Nobody could see me. Nobody probably heard me but him. But because he made such a big deal about it, and then when he went to the cash machine and he was trying to ring her up, he fucked up there too. I didn't help him. I just went and got the faxes off the fax machine and started running medicine. And the other coworker had to help him. See what I'm saying? Instant karma. It's because I wasn't coming from a bad spot. But because he had to make an ass out of me and him, he got his instant karma. See how that works? All right, let me get to Irene's. They disappeared. Hang on. I got them. I am trying. I just resent it to you in 2 paragraphs because I'm mental. I'm sorry. I just thought I was talking too much. Irene, never think you're talking too much. When you go into a life review, do you get to pick your parents and everything that happens? Okay, that's where, yes, Irene, now listen. Okay, guys, listen. This is why forgiveness is such an important detail. This is why. If you don't forgive people that shit on you, you're going to come back as the person that is the victimizer because you didn't forgive it. Okay? So, you have, say this is the victim and this is the victimizer, right? Now, the victim is now holding grudges because the victimizer was mean to them. And now the victim doesn't forgive and is revengeful and holding grudges. Now, when the victim dies and comes back, now they are the victimizer because they didn't forgive. Now they're the ones victimizing somebody else. And then this person that is now the victim, if they don't forgive and they don't let it go and they die and they come back, now they're the victimizer. Now they're going to find a victim. And it just keeps going on and on and on and on. That is why you have to forgive. When you forgive, you break the karmic ties. If you go into your deathbed and you hate a lot of people and you didn't forgive a lot of people, you're coming back as the victimizer so that you can do that to people because people did that to you, but you didn't forgive it. So, in order to break karmic cycles, you have to forgive it. If you don't, it's going to keep on a loop until you learn the lesson of forgiveness. Do you understand? So if you hate your parents, if you hate your boss, if you hate your husband, ex-husband, if you hate, and you go to your deathbed without forgiving it, you're coming back as that person in that position to do that to somebody else. Do I make myself clear? Forgiveness has to be number one in your life. Always. No matter what. Even if they murdered your family. Even if they burn your house down. Even if they wiped your bank account clean and now you're broke as a joke. You have to forgive it, because if you don't, you're coming back to do that to them. And it's going to keep on repeating, because now you're victimizing them. They're going to hate you. And now you're going to come back as the victim so that they can victimize you. And then it's just going to keep on keeping on, because nobody forgave anything. You have to forgive when you're the victim to break the karmic ties of anybody and everything. Make sense? And that's what I wanted to tell you, Irene. Now, yes, when you get up there, you will pick your parents, but you're picking your parents because they need your help a lot of times. Now, you can go to near-death experiences and you can get this download, all right? Children do pick their parents, but they usually pick their parents because they feel that they can help the parents somehow. So, as a death doula, I help people with this. Yes. Yeah. You need to forgive. As number one, the most important thing you could ever do in your whole life is forgive. You gotta work on the forgiveness, or you're gonna keep doing this. This cycle will never ever end until you forgive. Yep. I am. My husband said, "Get him, love." So, okay. Does that make sense? You have to forgive. Are you done for the day? Yeah, I will. I'll get up and do that in the morning. It's cool. I can't move that pool though. Okay. Are you taking the dog kennel down? Okay. Where you putting it? Because the dog's good under that. All right, we'll figure it out. We may have to put it back here so we can listen to him bark all night. Okay, okay. Down to forgive. Hey, Amber. No, I bet. Well, how come you took the cover off the tractor? Yes, there was. Well, if he straightened it out. Hello, Amber. I like that, Amber. Yep. Down to forgive. Me too. DTF. What else for breaking cycle? That's it. That is it. Forgiveness. That's it, Maja. It's just about forgiveness. That's why it's so important. Forgiveness and then living your best life. Because it's easy to be nice. It doesn't cost nothing to be nice. Maja, are you taking notes? I can see you like, what else? What else? What, love? Well, go take a shower. You think this person reincarnated? I don't know who that is. Is that Hitler? Oh, because you're doing it backwards. Do I think Hitler reincarnated? Yes, and now Hitler is the victim because he was the victimizer. So yes, now Hitler has to come back as a victim. If you're the victimizer, it's not about forgiveness. You're coming back as a victim no matter what. You don't get to. Yep, all of them. You don't get to have that forgiveness because you victimize somebody. You've got to come back as the victim. That will be your karma. Period. So they're all going to come back as victims. But if they don't forgive it and they go to their deathbed with revenge, it's going to be a cycle for them. They're not going to break the cycle. So thank you, Brian. I can't hurt that. Brian, I can't hurt that, but I got it. How's Amanda currently feeling about me after I talked to Jeff on Wednesday? All right. All right, Jeff. I mean, all right, Brian. I don't know why I called you Jeff. Okay. How is Amanda currently feeling about Brian? Oh, she's gonna tell you. She'll be messaging you in a couple days to let you know how she feels. But her feelings haven't changed for you, Brian. I do believe though that she's gonna be telling you. She's gonna text you, call you, invite you over. So Amanda is gonna get a hold of you, Brian. Her feelings for you haven't changed at all. For the super chat, my love. All right, is there any more questions? There's only 16 of us here, and I think I've covered everything. Unless anybody's got any more questions, maybe an easy super. It might be an easy podcast. I don't know. Is there anybody else? Anything you can think of? It doesn't have to necessarily pertain to what we were talking about. All you need is love, love, love is all you need. Zach, I'm not doing tarot readings, hon. I'm not doing tarot readings. Unless you got a super chat. What's going to happen between me and Amanda in the long run? All right. a relationship. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. You got a good possibility of a relationship. You have the Magician, the Star card, and the Ten of Cups. So that's a very good indication that there's going to be a relationship. So, Zach, I'm not doing that, honey. They say that we picked this life, but why do we forget what we signed up for? Um, you picked this life to learn lessons, but if you already know the lessons that you're going to learn, I mean, what's the point, right? What's the point? If you already know all the surprises that are coming around the corner, what would be the point? So that's why you have to forget. That's why you get amnesia. Brian. There you go, Brian. This is what I imagine you doing. And connect. There's Brian. Oh, you're not gonna connect? Where's my Bluetooth? You're great. Um. Okay. Connected. Yeah. Oh no. So why is it not playing? Oh my god! Oh my god! There we go. There we go. I must have wanted to learn too much. Life has been an adventure. I mean, probably. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably weird for some people to look back and be like, I chose that for myself. Like, no, I didn't. But yeah, I mean, you did because you're supposed to be learning your lessons from it regardless. Remember what I said, forgiveness is a lot of it. So, the truth about the Bible. Well, I mean, it's good to have rules regardless. It's good to have the Ten Commandments. And it's good to be the seven deadly sins. It's good. All right. It's good because it keeps people in check. If everybody thought that there was no hell and there was no repercussions, then we probably have a lot more murderers and rapists and people that are just unruly. We'd have a lot more of that if there wasn't no rules. So rules are good. The Bible is good because of the rules. The teachings, though, I mean, yeah, be kind to your fellow man and yeah, help one another and love one another. And the teachings, as far as that, aren't bad, but the teachings about hell, no. the teachings that says God is vengeful. No. So, yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Amen, Rick. Let me off this rock. So, no, I don't believe. Um, I think a lot of it's just to keep people in check and fearful. But I think if you really did your homework, you would know that God is a loving God. Right? Sometimes you're the bug and sometimes you're the windshield. Evolution or Adam and Eve? I'm gonna say neither one. I'm gonna say Adam and Eve was just a product of people already being here. So Adam and Judith were very hairy. Because I mean, if you think about that, if the fallen angels came down and had sex with humans, and then we had giants, but then Adam and Eve were the creators of humans. Okay, so what? Like what? Which one came first then? Did were there because the angels fell before Adam and Eve. So that dog. It's weird. Is our death written before we are born? Mm-hmm. And we are set of exit points. Yes, nope. Yes. Yes, nope. Your death, okay. When you're born, all right, and then you have what did I say that? When you're born and then you have a destiny, right? You're so between the time that you were born and the end of your destiny, that's fate. This area to this area, that's all fate. What you're fated to be. But remember that you have timelines also to your destiny, right? So you're fated, you're born, you're fated to live a certain way, right? And then you have a life experience, and then you get out of that life experience and you live a certain way, and you have another life experience, and you get out of that life experience and you live a certain way, and you have another life experience, right? Until you get to your destiny. So, so that's why there's destiny and fate. Destiny is your end point. Fate is how you get there. Maybe I'm backwards. Fate is your end point. Destiny is how you get there. I don't know. Now I'm confusing myself. Something like that. I think destiny is your end point. Fate's how you get there. I think that's right. I don't know. Mercury's in Gatorade. I can't. Now I can't think. Right? Define destiny. We'll see.
Here's the definition of destiny: the events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future.
So they're calling the destiny events. And what's fate? Define fate. Is there a ghost around me? Define fate.
Here's
It's
the
the same thing.
definition of fate: the development of events beyond a person's control, regarded as determined by a supernatural power.
Okay, so fate is events beyond your control. Hang on. What's Define destiny.
The definition of destiny. The events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future.
Okay, so fate is beyond your control. Destiny is supposed to happen to you, according to Webster Dictionary. But then what's the end point? Then what would be the end point? Can you change your pre-written fate? You do it all the time, Nana. That's why you get on different timelines. Okay, so yes. So fate is uncontrollable events. Destiny are actually what's supposed to happen. But what's the end point in life? Well, let's see. What's your end point in life spiritually called? Enlightenment. They got it down as enlightenment. Oh, there is no end point in spirit. Right. I mean, there isn't. Your energy goes on and on and on. When you're done with your meat suit, let's just put it that way. When you're done with your meat suit. So, death, yeah. So, fate is uncontrollable things that happen to you. Destiny is your controlled things that are supposed to happen to you to get to your end point. I always thought destiny was the end point, though. Destiny, your destiny. Your destiny is to be married to blah, blah, blah. That would be an end point. One end point. But maybe it's one end point on the line of life. I mean, that makes sense. So, but yes, you can rewrite. You probably rewrite a lot of things because you're always jumping timelines. Continuously jumping timelines. Yep. But I would say, like, if you're meant to be a millionaire before you die, it doesn't matter if you go from A to B millionaire or if you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K millionaire. Your destiny, right, would be to be a millionaire, right? That's how I'm taking a destiny. But fate is how you actually get there. So you can go from being broke to being rich because you won the lotto, or you can be broke from being rich because you entrepreneured, you made your own company, that company went belly up, you learned your lessons, you go make another company, that company does really good, you get the clients, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what your destiny is, fate can change how you get there. Fate can change how you get there. So, does that make sense? Yay, nay. Wendy, you're crazy. Where's my charge hole? There it is. There it is. Alright. Anyway, does that make sense? So it's just gonna be how, like maybe you were meant to, be rich. Like say you're meant to win the lotto, right? And maybe if you were 22 and you would have done what your destiny was supposed to be, where you won the lotto at 22 and you would have been rich, you would have got to your destiny faster. But because you were 22 and you didn't have the money to buy tickets, or you didn't believe in it, or somebody told you the odds were against you and you're like, I'm not bothering to buy these tickets. Well, you're meant to be rich and you're meant to have that money, but now you just bypassed the way that was supposed to be meant for you because you didn't believe in it. So now you have to take the different avenues to get rich. Does that make sense? But you were meant to be rich, or you were meant to be a doctor, or I was meant to do this. And I've been reading cards since I was 16, but it took me till I was 54 to actually get on here and do it. And I had a bunch of things that happened along the way. So, does that make sense? Yeah, or maybe you were fated to be rich and destiny was how you got there. I don't know. But either way, life's a trip, right? Keeps you on your toes for real. Was there any other questions? Any. I don't care what you guys want to ask. As long as it's not tarot questions. We can talk about anything. I'm open. But if we don't, then how many people are in here? Is there 18 in here or 15? My computer says 15. Hey, Lucky, but my phone says 18. By the way, if you are in the middle of the states from the Dakotas down to Texas and over to the east, Sunday and Monday we have a lot of tornado threats. Sunday and Monday. So if you are from North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas to the east, Sunday and Monday, keep your head on a swivel. Weather's supposed to be getting pretty hairy for us. They're talking nocturnal tornadoes. So just make sure you guys have a way to get weather aware. Any other questions? Anybody have anything you want to talk about? Something you want to discuss? Something you want to share with the channel? Like, I don't care, honestly. It is what it is. Like, we're here, so if you guys want to chit chat, anything, get somebody's take on something. Hey, Zarina. Oh, my nose itching. Channeling. I wonder where mental health flare up cones. What, Zarina? I wonder where mental health flare up comes from. All right, bye, Dan. Mental health flare ups. It comes from your emotions and your psyche. That's where mental health flare ups come from. How are you handling your emotions? I feel like it's built up energy, but sometimes it's not so obvious. Yeah. Well, I mean, and how are you going to handle that? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to, if something turns up shitty, then how are you handling it? Are you freaking out, or are you just breathing and understanding that if it's not working out for you, then it's not meant for you, or if something's broke, then you know, you either fix it or you buy a new one or whatever. I mean, so does that make sense? Rick, you know we're not reading cards, son. Rick, you know this isn't card reading day. I mean, it's not if that's not a tarot question, Lucky, you can ask a legal question. Is that from you? Riki, I did. I was waiting for somebody to say something. I actually got it. Thank you, Riki Activate. So, Riki, did you make these? So look what Riki Activate sent me, guys. Okay, so tell me again, is this my CMOS Riki Activate? Lucky, you have to put a legal question in there. Riki Activate. Is this CMOS? Okay, this is the CMOS. Got that. All right, and did you make these smelly tarts, or is Tarts and Tea Lights your company? Tarts and Tea Lights. Yeah, these are called tarts. Tarts and Tea Lights. Did you make these, or because these smell wonderful? Like, they are heavenly. Um, the jasmine smells like jasmine. Smells exactly like jasmine. I love jasmine. And then this other one is peed. I can't read the peed something. This is from your company. Oh my gosh. Oh, these. I don't know which ones I like better. What is this one? The P one. What is that exactly? Looks like peed. I don't. Anyway, guys, you need to buy tarts and tea lights. And then I had some in a bag. Were those more the jasmine or just vanilla, or the bag one didn't come with no signature, Riki. This is what I want to do with my melts. The vanilla cookie ran out. Oh, this is vanilla cookie. Okay. So this one's vanilla cookie. What is this one then? Can you tell me what that's called? The P one. Riki Activate. What is the name on that? I got. Oh, is it peach? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Those are butterfly from the Bath and Body Works version. They smell wonderful. If you made these will sell. These are wonderful. There's like I could just do this by itself without even melting it, and it smells up the room. Mmm, so good. Am I supposed to chill this before I eat it then? like in a pouch. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I need a link. Or I need a link to your store on my channel. Like all the time. I need a link to your store on my channel, and then I will put it actually in the comment section. Alright? But yes, I got them. Thank you so much, my love. They smell amazing. Yeah, I was actually surprised to get them, and then I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I know who sent this, but I don't know who sent this. I hope they come on my live. So thank you, Reiki Activate. Those are wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, let me get back to my questions. Okay, Zach, by psychic account, Gene Hackman and wife planned their soul spirit exits. As they had done hundreds before, they were committed, bound together through many past lives. Soulmates. Ricky, okay, Zach, he has Alzheimer's and she has virus illness. Okay. Ricky, okay, all right, want to do with those milks, okay. Nope. Have you ever done or been hypnotized? No. No, I don't know. Sometimes I think it'd be cool, but I really don't have a reason to be hypnotized, and I don't want to do a past life regression. They say if you really can't handle a lot, don't do a past life regression. Because when you learn what an asshole you were in your past life, it's gonna trip you up, and you may go into depression. So you gotta be really careful if you do a past life regression, because you're gonna learn how bad you really were. Lucky, can I pursue an inheritance that was lessened by the executive who purposely gave me a nominal amount that was 90% less than what I was supposed to be awarded? I would say yes, if you have proof, Lucky. If you have proof, then yes, of course you can go back to court and prove that you're supposed to have more than what you got, but you have to have proof. Remember, proof is everything. They can't be your word against their word. That won't get you nowhere. Nana, does having migraines have to do something spiritually? Not all the time, no, but sometimes it can. All right. From 10 years ago. Lucky, you just have to have proof, my love. Guess I have a whole mail line. I'm going to have to. Do you have a catalog, Reiki Activate, or do you have a website? What's your website, my love? I need your website. What's your website? Yeah, that's right, too. There is a statute of limitation. Which means if you didn't pursue this for 10 years and the statute of limitation is 10 years and you're like in 11 years, there's nothing you can do about it. You can only go back so far. Yeah, Rick is right. Or Kieran is right. And Ricky, Activate. Do you have a website, my love? So I can put it in too. Do you have a website address? Damn, I'm out of drink already. My goodness. My goodness. It's rainy here now. I didn't go to bed early. Ugh, I'm tired. I really need to make stuffed peppers. Does anybody like stuffed bell peppers? I've been trying to make them for 2 days. I got the peppers, and then I made the Spanish rice. I gotta fry up the hamburger to put in the Spanish rice because I didn't do that. I've been doing this for 2 days, trying to make stuffed bell peppers. Lucky, I would probably check that time, the statute of limitation time, because if you're gathering all of the evidence and if you're out of time, there's no reason to do it. So I would make sure that you could do it. You can do the case before I would be gathering evidence, or you're probably going to be wasting your time. You don't do a lot of local markets. You should definitely be doing a lot of local markets. What are you thinking? You should be hitting all of the farmers markets. You should be hitting all of the I don't know what they're called, swap meets or whatever. Is past life regression the same as Akashic records? No, I don't think so. I'm hearing no, but hang on. Together cannot believe what the two famous siblings did. Yes. You gotta have the original documents. I will listen to the first part of the podcast tomorrow when I'm cleaning. Okay, Rare. I meant to do a lot of markets. Definitely do markets because you're gonna make a lot of money. I hit the markets here with my product, my Lunar Starlies. Yep. And I'm going to revamp my Lunar Starlies. So, I like stuffed peppers. So let's see here. Hang on. I'm gonna ask Google. Is past life regression the same as Akashic records? No. Okay. It says past life regression and Akashic records, accessing Akashic records are distant concepts. Distant concepts. Past life regression is a therapy technique, while the Akashic records are a spiritual concept believed to contain a record of all events and experiences. There you go. I love markets. I got a nice bracelet with a flower and acrylic, and it's still going well. Yes, absolutely. I'm in New York. It's 11 years ago. My mom passed away. I always hear people talking about these records. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, now I take that back. Okay. You know how some people have the NDEs and they go to these places? I have went to these places 3 times, but not from dying. Now I remember when I was very little, probably 9 or 10, I had a dream that I ended up in this big coliseum with these big archways all around me, and they were stacked tall, and there was a bunch of bodies in the archways of this big coliseum, and you could look around and see. And I remember it was a big, enormous place, right? And I remember walking into that, looking around like, where am I? And I heard a voice say, what is she doing in here? And then I got zapped out and woke up. That was the first one that I know. I know that I was somewhere that I shouldn't have been. And I don't know what that was. The second time I went, hang on, I don't remember that one anymore. The third time I went, I was in a room that was bright, beautiful. light, like big lights, like the sun. And I remember it looked like a library, kinda, and a lab, kinda. I don't know. It was like it had lab tables, not like experiments with the flask and the bubbles, but it had like a lot of lab tables, like the big square tables. And I know that there was books on the wall, but there was like this wall in front of me, half wall, and the floor was glass. The floor was glass, and there was gold rivers running through the floor. And I remember this angelic being come out and ask me, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I don't know. Like, I just woke up here." And they were like, "No, you can't be here." And then I got kicked back out. And I don't remember the second one anymore. So I know for a fact that I went somewhere celestial. So I'll say two then, because I can't remember the third one. It used to be three. I've lost my memory on the other one. But I know for a fact that I went someplace celestial in a dream that I should have been. Yeah. Rare have never consulted my Akashic records before, but I did past life regression session before. Lucky. I don't know why all of a sudden signs come up to look into records. Weird signs from my parents, I feel. Probably. Probably. You're getting downloads. Someone made me think by talking about register of property and public records. Maybe there's something there for you. Yep. Nope wants to know, do you think the past life regression helped you, Rare? Never expected to show her point. I think it was interesting, yes, worth to explore. Did you find out like you were somebody famous in your past life? Or married to your past life? I've also I remember I also had a dream where I lived in France, I guess. I don't know. We didn't talk French. Like we didn't talk oui or nothing like that. But I was I remember I was somewhere in my dream, and I think it was a past life that I woke up in this house on a cobbled street stone road, and I had neighbors, really close neighbors across the street and next to me, and the house was a two-story, and I remember the colors. I remember there was a parlor, and there was stairs upstairs. There was a stairs winding upstairs to a platform, and I was actually sitting up there with a blonde-haired boy. And my little sister, which I don't have a little sister, but my little sister wouldn't leave us alone because we was kind of wanting to, do little sneaky shit. Because the boy liked me and I liked the boy a lot. But I remember, and we were like hanging off. We were like looking at the banister through the banister to the adults below, like we were just sitting there talking on the platform. But I remember a lot of um, peaches, creams, and mint green colors in that house. That house was beautiful. And then I woke up. I was a proud dad and I was living in the desert. I saw my wife and my little son, and I saw a thief trying to come to our house at night, but I defended my family. And then I saw myself older. I've been a man too. I've actually been a man that had sex with a woman. Yes. Amazing. Highly favored. It is in my best interest to go out with Taurus tonight. No, highly favored, we're not doing readings. This is podcast. You literally read it when you come in. It's podcast. So, at the wedding of my son, very proud. Yep. I remember pulling a woman up. No, I am not kidding you. I remember pulling a woman out of a silo, and when I got her up to the top, I said, "Now tell all your friends I'm Batman." And I was in Batman costume. I have no idea what that was. Maybe I ate a piece of cheese or something. I don't know. But I remember jumping into the silo, pulling her out, and standing her up the top, and I said, "Now tell all your friends." So I don't know what that was about. I love the dreams though where I fly. Those are really cool dreams. Some role playing. I don't know what I was doing because I'm not a Batman fan. I watched Michael Keaton's Batman. That was it. Other Batmans I've not seen. Oh, that's cool. I like Batman. It was weird. Yep. I pulled a woman out of asylum. My dog's fighting. I've also had dreams where I was on spaceships too. For real. I had a dream that uh I woke up and I was on a spaceship and like I was kind of standing like off the main part of the spaceship and there was this little boy and he was like almost like to the deck where the windows were and he was just freaking out. I want to go home. 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 I want my mom and dad. I want to go home. And the people were telling him you have no home to go to and your mom and dad are dead. And he was just belligerent. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. And the thing was is that to move around on the spaceship, you actually use mental thought. Like you could mentally just think of going to the kitchen and you would be at the kitchen in this spaceship. And I remember that the people that were surrounding that boy was wanting to send him to sick bay is what they called it. And I think that is a uh Enterprise, Starship Enterprise, Captain Kirk term, but they actually use that. Well, they were trying to manifest him to go to sick bay, but he was so freaked out that he manifested himself over their manifestation and he kicked himself out of the spaceship onto this grassy knoll that the spaceship was actually hovering over in a pod. So he ended up on the grassy knoll and his pod opened up. And I remember now I'm looking at him and his pod opened up and he gets out of the pod and he looks around and he's like, well, what do I do now? And he takes off. And I saw other pods that were opened by his pod. But I said, are you going to just let him take off? Because how's he going to live? How's he going to survive? And they told me, no, don't worry about it. The other people that are there will find him. They'll take care of him. He'll be fine. So his anxiety level overrode their mental thing to get him to sick bay on the ship where he popped off into that grassy knoll and took off. But then I said, and I remember like you could look on the wall and there would be like a panel and it would light up. Like wherever your brain was thinking, like if you wanted to say, I wanted to go to the kitchen, it would show it would the little light would show where you were and the little kitchen light would show up and you would just be there. Like you would just be there. But you could follow people where they went on this panel on the wall. But I said, so like why am I here? What's happening? where I was. They popped me back to the time of where I was, and it was dark and dank, and you know how they always portray like Earth as the aftermath, where there's like wrecked cars and everything's sooty and oily, and there's buildings destruction, and there's some smoke, and everybody's standing around, barrels that are on fire, like, like just a desolate place. They popped me back in there. And so here I am. I popped in and I'm looking around and that's what I see. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, is this what happened to Earth? Which I don't believe that. And I'll tell you why. Um, and I was like, I was trying to ask these people, like, what happened? Like, why is this like this? Like, it literally looked like it got bombed. And they were, destruction, and, the government and people rioting and blah, 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 and companies closing down. And I was like, oh shit. Well, then all of a sudden, everybody started running and screaming because there was a T-Rex loose on the streets that started chasing us. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Now we gotta run from a T-Rex? And I remember just taking off running, but then I woke up and I was like, holy shit. Like, if that's an alternative, I'm glad where I'm at. I'll take it. I'll, I'll take it. Oh my gosh. It was crazy. I was like, if that's the alternative, I'm glad I'm where I'm at. I don't wanna be running from T-Rex. So Michael was the best Batman. Michael Keaton was the best Batman. Amen. Rare says, this morning I was in between sleep and awake, and it was so weird slipping in and out, dreaming and half awake. It must have been the eclipse energy. And that's when you should have been manifesting. That's the best time to manifest right there. My mom and dad were beasties. Beasties, how? Oh, besties. I was like, beasties? Hmm. Your mom and dad were besties. Lucky said they would never do this to me. Ricky Activate says, I've been dreaming about cruise ships and casinos for some strange reason. Time to go. I wouldn't be on a cruise ship though because the water's going to get very dangerous. But casinos, Ricky Activate. Get your ass to one. Christine, oh, how lucky. Hope things work out for you and your parents extended. Okay. I'll take the ship. Life is already tough. I don't need to, right? Be dealing with huge lizards. Yeah. Like, like these, it was so weird because these, like, you could hear people going, like, just screaming and running my way, right? And then you heard that, and I was like, because I was like, is that what? Like, what was that? And then all of a sudden you, boom, 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 and here come this T-Rex like around the corner, and I was like, no, fuck, no. But yeah, we all took off running, and I woke up. Yeah, you can keep that world. I'll stay where I'm at. So I probably jumped like 2 timelines in that dream. One with a spaceship into the future, and another timeline in the past. So T-Rex runs fast too. They can when they get their speed built up. They can. So, but crazy. But I was really surprised though that kid popped himself off of that spaceship just by freaking out. Mm-hmm. Yep. Rare. That's a good time to manifest right there. Mm-hmm. You got those big back legs and those little bitty arms and that big tail. Oh, so. Lucky says, thank you everybody for your emotional support. You're so welcome, Lucky. Anytime, Lucky. I've been having a lot of weird dreams though lately. Honestly. So it's going on 8 o'clock. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? Or are you good? I spoke with my mom tonight about how I should quiet my mind and feel more of when I talk to them. And your mom said, "You're crazy." Nah, I don't know what your mom said. So, okay. So is there anything anybody else? I am where I am. Okay. Tired? Time to go to bed? Oh, 1 a.m. where I am. Yes. I thought I said I am where I am. Well, yes, you are. 1 a.m. where I am. Yeah, go to sleep, Christine, because we're gonna probably close up here. We only got 3 more minutes. It's 8 o'clock. So it's not easy being me. It's not easy being any of us. But we do the best that we can with what we got. All right. So is there anything else anybody wants to discuss, or are you guys all ready to dip? Got other things to do? I know I gotta brown some hamburger so I can get those damn stuffed peppers in the oven. I need to get that done. Are you all good? Are we good? Are we? Nobody's really talking anyway. So, all right. Well, I love you all. Yes, thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I hope I helped you with something tonight, or you got something out of whatever we talked about tonight. So I love you all. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. And yeah, and I hope to remember Sunday is back to the lives. I honestly think it's just going to be more of answering questions. I'm not feeling any themed ratings yet. So I don't know. So maybe just more of the same on Sunday. All right. So I love you all. Take care. All right. Take care. Have fun. Be safe. Remember, the weather's going to be getting crazy on Sunday. Crazy if you are anywhere from the mid states over to the east. Weather is going to be getting crazy Sunday and Monday. Please keep your head on a swivel for nocturnal tornadoes. That is a possibility. Okay? So, more podcasts every Friday's podcast.